Well, hello. We've been waiting for you. Please sign in. We've got a busy day ahead. If you're new to...
Come on, we've come this far, but we can't save a robot unless we're on a mission. Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. During the ancient Olympic Games, all wars would come to a stop and a truce would be called for 3 months. That gave the soldiers enough time to travel to the games, compete, and then return home to continue fighting. What did athletes at the ancient Olympics get for winning?
A prize that would make anyone run faster and jump higher. A bouquet of flowers and a diamond tiara. Here I am, Miss Olympic Games.
Yes, that's absolutely right, Polly. The winners at the first Olympics were treated like beauty queens. Oh, no. Polly's gone too far this time. If she gets her way, the strong and brave ancient Olympians will be treated like beauty queens. You can't run a marathon in high heels. Well, not very well, at least. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
What a spoil-sport, Snootly. But if you want to try to ruin my fun, first you'll have to find 4 clues. A pigeon, a torch, 2 masks, and a piece of pottery. I sent Rhonda Robot back in time. She's the reigning robot beauty queen.
Rhonda Robot. She's won the Miss Silicon Chip contest 3 years running. Now that's talent. We better work extra hard to rescue Rhonda from Polly's wicked ways and save the Olympics while we're at it. Hey, I'll need some silence while I try to sense this area. Sensors on. Keep still while I sense around for clues. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the kitchen. There's also a mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. This is the door to the kitchen. Everyone eats here. Polly, her dad, and of course, all us robots. The professor put a lock on it months ago because some of the robots were getting a little gluttonous. I mean, they'd eat all the time if they could. I used to know the combination, but it looks like Polly's changed this lock. You can figure out the combination if you can figure out the math problems that appear on the door. That's Mort peeking out from inside. He's one of the nicer robots around here, but he gets a little cranky when he hasn't eaten.
Thank goodness you're here. My stomach's rumbling, and I don't know how to cook.
I'm not sure what Polly has planned for us inside, but we need to get beyond this door.
I'll say you do. Polly has left me in charge of something very important. There's a clue in here, but you have to feed me first. I'm so hungry. I'll even try to help you out. Anything to speed up my lunch. I know a lot about math, and I'm famished.
Click on the arrows on the tiles at the bottom of the equation. The up arrows will increase the number. The down arrows will decrease it. When you think you've got the correct number in the tile, click the glowing Enter button beneath it. If you want, you can also enter numbers using your keyboard. Then press Enter. It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock. That's no problem for you.
To add numbers in a column, you have to add the numbers for each place value, beginning with the ones place.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock. That's no problem for you.
Add numbers in a column.
All All right, you got 2 locks. Just one more. It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock. That's no problem for you.
To add numbers in a column, you have to add the numbers for each place value, beginning with the ones place.
You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. This is Professor Sparks' kitchen, but I doubt your kitchen is anything like this unless you happen to have lots of hungry robots hanging around your house. See that machine in the middle of the room? It's the robot feeder. 2 things you should know about robots. 1, they're usually hungry. And 2, their table manners are atrocious. Around now, I'd normally be hungry enough to eat a '57 Chevy, but Polly's behavior has made me lose my appetite.
Hey, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, Botley. Of course, if you do leave, you won't be able to find the mission clue I've hidden in here.
But Polly, there are so many hiding places. At least give us a hint.
Boy, can you be dense. What do you think? Mort's hanging around here for the fun of it?
Okay, I get it. If you want, you can click around the kitchen to check out some of the cool stuff in here. But to feed Mort and help save the world, click on the feeding machine. I have to warn you, though, watch your fingers and toes around hungry robots. Here it is, Professor Sparks' robot feeding machine, patent pending. I've wandered in here for a midnight snack many times myself, but now it looks like we've got to feed Mort.
Yes, Botley, it's time for a little snack.
Don't you worry, Mort. I've got help today.
I'm not worried, because I know I have something you need, desperately.
After Mort calls for a snack, he'll tell you what toppings he wants on it, and exactly how much of each topping he wants. When you turn on the machine, Mort's robot bowl will move along the conveyor belt in front of me, while the toppings move along the conveyor belts behind me. What you need to do is measure each of the toppings and drop exactly what Mort wants in his bowl. To measure any of the toppings, you first have to click on one of the instruments on the back wall to pick it up. Then, use the instrument to click on the topping you want to add to the bowl. Finally, click on the bowl as it moves down the conveyor belt to top Mort's snack with the ingredient.
Don't forget, Botley, that I'm a very picky robot. So if too much or too little of any topping winds up in my bowl, I could get an upset stomach. Luckily, you can turn the machine off to remove that topping. Turn the machine back on to continue.
So, Mort, what do you think will satisfy you tonight?
Let's see. Tonight I'm in the mood for a chafing dish of cheesy fondue. And that goes great with chopped liver, spark plugs, strawberries, and some carbon.
Yum! That sounds delicious. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Dig in.
Thank you. You truly are a master chef.
Way to go! Man, that Mort can put it away.
Thank you so much. And please, this is for you.
Great! Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Hey, we're in luck! I'm sensing a mission clue in the Professor's Virtual Collection. That's in the art gallery. You must like art. Remember, click on the machine to look through the virtual collection, or click on the painting gallery to create your own masterpiece.
Just make sure you leave everything the way you find it. Not like Polly, always creating a mess.
I definitely sense that Polly has hidden one of the mission clues in the virtual collection. We should investigate.
Good work, Snotley. Now you just have to figure out which of Daddy's great works I hid the mission clue in.
We need a clue.
You might as well just give up right now, Rotley. After all, I'm mopping up the floor with you.
Polly's the one who's all washed up. I know what she's talking about. We have a fine example of a floor decoration made from pieces of tile.
Okay, Polly hid a mission clue in here. We just need to find it. Mrs. Beasley, can you give us a hand? And I don't mean applause.
Look for a floor decoration made with pieces of tile.
Now choose the correct category, then select one of the professor's works of art to view it on the digital display.
Combine small pieces of colored glass into a design, and you get a stained glass. This Egyptian wall was painted with pictures that told stories. This landscape painting of a stormy This mosaic of Alexander the Great was made. Mosaics are an ancient form of painting with pieces of tile. In this case, pieces of colored tile were glued together in the shape of Alexander the Great in order to decorate a floor.
No. I interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this.
I can't believe her. Just when you think you've finished a mission, she throws another obstacle at us. No problem. You can figure this one out.
All the work on this puzzle comes from Africa, and it is gorgeous.
You did it! Terrific! Now put it into your inventory. Okay, there aren't any mission clues on this floor. Let's go searching on another floor. I'm picking up a clue reading in the professor's biosphere. I'm picking up a mission clue vibe from the biosphere. We've got to get in there and seek it out.
Oh, Snotley, you think you're so smart, and you're just really a lucky guesser. Sure, there's a mission clue in there, but I'd like to see you try and find it.
Don't forget, you said you'd give us some hints once we get inside the biosphere.
Didn't I say I would? Now get out of here before I change my mind.
Moment of truth time. Okay, now we can navigate the Explorer around the biosphere by watching it on this monitor. Click on the monitor for a closer look. We're underground again. Let's blast up to...
No rush with this one, Botley. Take time to smell the roses. Which animal can see colors very clearly? A bat, a butterfly, or a prairie dog? Just a lucky guess. Don't scowl, Botley. This'll be over soon. The cries of which animal can be heard a mile away? A mule, a howler monkey, a linsang. Everyone knows that. These questions are obviously too easy. I'll have to make them tougher. Which animal doesn't know how to fly? A flying squirrel, a hummingbird, or a seagull? I knew you'd get that one. Maybe this animal should just wear golf clothes, huh, Botley? Which type of animal sometimes has bright wings to advertise how bad it tastes? A parrot, a grasshopper, or a moth? Wait till next time. Try this one, sucker. Which animal has suction cups on its feet for climbing trees? A flying fish, a zebra, a tree frog? Wait till next time.
Noiseometer indicates an animal capable of producing an ear-splitting howl that can be heard a mile away. This is a howler monkey.
Touchdown! You landed safely. Now, if you want to open this box... Great, you got the clue. Now, I think we should go to another floor. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the robot maze. This is the most dangerous part of the mountain. That's why Professor Spark uses it as an obstacle course for testing out new robots. With all the treacherous paths and sharp turns, it's the perfect way to test out the latest in robot navigational technology. No way are we going down there ourselves, though. If you make one false move in this room, you could... well, you don't want to know what could happen.
You're right, Motley. That little box down there contains the mission clue you so desperately need. I programmed that stupid robot to put that box where you wouldn't be able to reach it. Then I scrambled the commands. See if you can unscramble them.
We'll see, Polly. 2 heads are better than 1.
Not if one of them is yours, Snotley.
Okay, as far as I can figure, here's the situation. That robot has been specially designed to maneuver his way down there. He's really good at following directions, and he's got nerves of steel. So what you have to do is rearrange all the robot's commands on that remote control device in front of you so they're in the correct order. The commands tell him which way to move. Just click on the command you want to move, then drag it to where you want it to go. When you press the run button at the bottom of the remote control, the robot will follow your directions to get to that box, if the order is correct. If not, well, better him than me. Fantastic! The robot made it through the maze. You are some slick programmer. Great! Take the clue and put it in your... All right, we got all the mission clues. Now all we need is enough invention points. We need 1,000 total. We're gonna have to play some of the games on this floor to win some more points. Let's check out the observatory. NASA has nothing over Professor Spark. Just take a look at this place. It's here that the professor conducts all his top-secret astronomical experiments. Way ahead of his time, of course. Hey, did you know that the professor landed a rocket ship on the moon years before Neil Armstrong ever set foot on it? Just kidding. The scary thing is, if Polly used this room, she could send one of the mission clues anywhere in the universe.
Well, no one's ever accused me of making things easy, Snorley, so I'm not about to start now. Well, there's no mission clue here, but if you want, there's a pack of invention points available. But it's not in this room. In fact, it's not even in this solar system, because I used one of Daddy's rockets to ship it into deep space. Special delivery. You won't find it by just looking around the void. You'll have to figure out exactly where to look.
How do we do that, Polly? Space is a big place.
Well, just because I'm such a nice girl, I'll give you a teeny-weeny hint. There you go. I just sent the hint flying off toward the new black hole Daddy recently discovered. If you really work fast, you might rescue the hint before it gets sucked up into another dimension. Then again, maybe you'll fail. Scary, huh?
Don't worry, we might have a chance. Professor Spark recently launched a whole series of space probes into the black hole. I think we can use it to intercept Polly's radio transmission. Just click on the telescope and we'll get started. This is the professor's star chart. It's really like a map that shows the locations of all the billions of stars. That hint is still hurtling toward the center of that black hole. Please click on the telescope to intercept it. Is this cool or what? 1 minute we're in Professor Spark's observatory, and the next we're looking into space 300,000 light years away at a humongous black hole. See that? That was Polly's radio transmission, and the radio wave circling inside the black hole is part of Polly's hint. Unless you blast it out of there, it's going to get sucked into a different dimension. That's one of Professor Spark's space probes. Don't worry, it's strong enough to resist the intense gravitational pull of the black hole, and and it packs laser beams powerful enough to knock Polly's radio transmission to safety. You can actually spin the ship by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. To shoot the ship's laser beam, press the spacebar on your keyboard. Whenever you hit a radio transmission packet head-on, you'll knock it 1 light year away from the center of the black hole. When you collect 4 radio packets, you've got Polly's entire hint, ready for unscrambling. Okay, you have 4 spaceships ready to help you. Each one has a limited amount of laser energy, so shoot only when you really think it'll help. Now, go to it! Fantastic! You destroyed an asteroid! Wait a maneuver! You got another radio wave. Nice shoot. You got a radio packet. Wait a maneuver! You got another radio wave packet. Fantastic! You destroyed an asteroid. Great, we have all the packets. Now we have to decode Polly's message. This is the professor's alien transmission decoding device. It comes in handy when it comes to decoding transmissions from extraterrestrial beings. The catch is, he hasn't yet found any alien transmissions to decode. Still, we can use it to read Polly's hint. I guess you can call that an alien transmission. Here comes the radio transmission you intercepted from the grip of the black hole. What a drag. Polly's... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. Way to go! You nailed the code!
I made the days longer than the nights. I made flowers grow tall and days grow warm. How did I do all these things? I brought spring to ancient people.
Great! The hint's unscrambled. Let's go to the star chart and figure out where she sent the invention point. You have an idea which constellation Polly sent the spaceship to? Click on the star chart to figure it out. Click on any of the constellations and this machine will tell you a little bit about them. Click on the hint button to replay Polly's hint. Click on the constellation again if you think it's the one where Polly sent the mission clue.
Hydrus is the little cousin of Hydra. Both are monstrous water snakes. Pyxis is a ship's compass. It guides Jason. Carina represents the keel of Jason's ship, the Argo. Without a keel, Centaurus is named after the mythical beast called centaurs. Centaurs were savage. Crux is the Southern Cross. And although it's the small, Sagittarius represents Chiron, the king of the centaurs. The centaurs were men from the waist up, and Libra is the scales that ancient Egyptians believed. Eridanus is a mythical river that flows across the night sky. When once the son of Helios, god of the sun, steered his father's chariot too close to the earth, Zeus shot a thunderbolt out of the sky, and the son of Helios fell into the river Eridanus. Cetus is a sea monster who in Greek mythology was killed by the hero Perseus. I made the days longer than the nights. Aquarius means water bearer in Latin, because people believed he carried water to the gods. But Aquarius was a constellation that ancient people feared. It appeared in the winter, and winter brought rain and sometimes deadly floods. Scientists believe that 15,000 million years ago, all matter, Capricorn, is a goat with the tail of a fish. In the ancient Middle East, Capricorn appeared in the winter sky. The fishtail represented the rains of winter. It was hoped that the half of Capricorn representing the goat would scamper out of the sky and take the rainy winter with him. I made the days longer than the nights. I made flowers grow tall and days grow warm. How did I do all these things? I brought spring to ancient people. Aries looks like a powerful ram, but its stars don't twinkle brightly. Still, it was the most important constellation to ancient people. When Aries appeared in the sky just before dawn, people knew that winter was coming to an end.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here. We made it! Very cool. Now we made it. We got all the clues, we've got enough invention points. Now let's go into the time machine. Click on the time machine door in the back. Moving right along. Let's get over to the Wheel of Invention to figure out our next mission. Time to finish up another mission. Click the on button to start the wheel.
Welcome once again to the game show where history's on TV and Polly's got the clicker. In this exciting episode, we'll search for lovely Rhonda Robot back in time. Your first clue is a cute pigeon, and it will lead you to what this mission is all about. Pigeons have invented a special way of drinking water. Most birds drink by scooping up water with their beaks. The pigeon uses its beak like a straw. It's the only bird in the world that actually sucks up water. Pigeons are in the same bird family as which other bird? Nope, try again. Right, haha. In fact, pigeons and doves are two names for the same exact bird. Like some other birds, doves have a special symbolic meaning for people. The American bald eagle, for example, stands for freedom. The dove is the universal symbol of what? Good job! Ho-ho! For thousands of years, the dove has stood for peace. It is a symbol of international cooperation among countries choosing peace over war. What sports event is played to promote peace? Gold medal answer. The Olympics are played by people throughout the world to encourage peace. That's why doves are released at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, because they symbolize peace.
Ha! So Polly sent Rhonda Robot to the Olympics. You're headed for a medal. Keep going.
The next clue is a torch. The torch will light the way to where the Olympics were first played. Making fire was a huge step for mankind. Here was an awesome form of energy that was finally in our power. No wonder that fire has taken on so much meaning and importance for people. Even the Olympic Games open with a spectacular celebration of fire. How does the Olympic torch get into the Olympic Stadium? That's right! Ho-ho! Runners carry the torch around the globe and into the Olympic Stadium where the Olympic flame is lit. The runners represent the countries competing in the Olympics. Runners from countries all over the world train to compete in the Olympics. Approximately how many countries compete in the modern Olympics? No, that's too many. Great! About 120 countries participate in the Olympics, including the country hosting the games. The Olympic torch is always lit in which of those 120 countries? Yes! The Olympic torch is always lit in Greece because the first Olympics were played in ancient Greece. The torch symbolizes the constant renewal of the Olympic spirit.
Pack your bags. Looks like we have to go to Greece to find Rhonda Robot at the Olympics.
2 masks are your next clue. They will lead you to who invented the Olympics. These masks represent 2 types of plays invented for the theater. The laughing mask represents plays that are comedies. Comedies have funny jokes and happy endings. The mask with the sad face represents what kind of plays? Drama is a... That's right! Ho-ho! Tragedies are plays with unhappy endings. If you were going to write a play, you'd have to decide whether you wanted to write a comedy, a tragedy, or a mixture of the 2. If you wrote a tragedy for the theater, what would people call you? Yup, dramatists have been writing plays for a long time. The world's first dramatists wrote plays in honor of a god called Dionysus. Who were the world's first dramatists? Great job! Ho-ho! The ancient Greeks invented drama as we know it today. For the Greeks, drama was a religious festival. The ancient Greeks had another religious festival. They called it the Olympics.
Perfect. Now we know who invented the Olympics. Rhonda Robot, we are coming your way.
All right, the final clue is pottery, and it will tell you when the Olympics were first held. Heating clay dug from the ground transforms gooey wet mud into hard, waterproof, long-lasting pottery. People in the Middle East made the first pots and plates out of pottery 9,000 years ago. What's another name for pottery in general? That's right! Ho-ho! Many ancient pots and plates have been found because ceramics are hard and last a long time. Scholars dig up ancient ceramics to find clues about ancient life. What do you call the study of ancient ceramics and other objects? That's right. Archaeologists study ancient human societies by looking at the things they made. An archaeologist would most likely study a society from what year? That's right, ho-ho! And 776 BC was the date of the very first Olympic Games, which began as a religious festival. We know about the first Olympics thanks to archaeologists who dug up the ancient stadium in Olympia, Greece.
Congratulations. Oh, and pack your toga. It looks like we're headed to the first Olympic Games in ancient Greece in 776 BC. And to rescue poor Rhonda Robot.
Grab the time key and let's go. Hey, I could get used to this. Click on me to get us started. Get set for a trip to ancient Greece. We've got front row seats for the very first Olympic Games. Yay! It's the world's first Olympic winner. But boo! It's Rhonda, the beauty queen robot. Look, the next event is the talent competition. There's no mistaking Polly for Miss Congeniality. That poor athlete isn't getting a laurel wreath. That's a diamond tiara and a bouquet of flowers. Hit the recall button before the evening wear competition begins.
better. You've saved the Olympics from becoming a beauty pageant. Imagine running a marathon in high heels. Now hold on while I steer this contraption back. Phew, we made it back. Always a good sign. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. Back at the robot roost, and we've added another robot to the collection.
Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on any of the buttons near the bottom of the...
Baseball games usually take 2.5 hours, but only 8 minutes of that time is action. That's a lot of waiting around. It's no wonder that basketball, not baseball, is watched by more people in America than any other sport. Baseball was invented in the summer. Why do you think basketball was invented during the winter?
This is an easy one, Miss Winkle. Basketball was invented in winter to give snowmen something to play. I mean, think about it. Whose life is more boring than a snowman's? All they do is stand around waiting to melt.
Well, Polly, you slam-dunked that one. Basketball was indeed invented as a winter sport for snowmen. And believe you me, 7-foot snowmen are extremely grateful to have something to do besides stand around in the cold.
Snowmen playing basketball? You can't bring snowmen inside. They'll melt all over the court. We better do something quick. The lives of millions of snowmen depend on us. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Calm down, Shockley. So what if I sent Danny Defrost-Bot back in time? He'll heat things up a bit. Now, if you have a problem with that, you'll have to find these 4 clues. A handkerchief, a blue ox, a fish, and a whistle. Smokin'.
Danny Defrost-Bot. He was always a bit hot under the collar, but I can't believe he's willing to melt the world's snowmen. Polly's reprogrammed him, I'm sure of it. Let's find those clues. We have to get Danny back. Hey, I'll need some silence. Stand back. Keep still while I sense around for clues. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the music hall. Voila! Another mission clue is... Of course the door is locked again. We'll have to get Beethoven to give us a hand with the password.
I'm not totally deaf, you know. Just let me know if you need a few pointers. Head.
Hey, way to go!
Elbow.
You've got a real talent.
Eye.
Terrific!
Nose.
Well, you got all the words.
Correct. The password is body.
The door's open, and the crowd goes wild. I hate to start this off on a sour note, but... Polly!
Very funny, Nutley. Now, if you want a mission clue, you'll have to play me this song. And I want it played perfectly, with feeling.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
The music is all mixed up. If you want to hear how it's supposed to sound, click on me and I'll play it for you.
To play the piece... wonderful job.
This song is called Pop Goes the Weasel. In slang, that means that all my money's gone and I'll have to sell my baton to survive.
Music to my ears. Store the mission clue in your inventory, then we can continue our mission. Uh-oh, we've run out of energy. We can't do anything else until we juice up the generator. Let's go to the basement. This is the mountain's electric generator. Pretty impressive, huh? Professor Spark invented it so that he could produce all the electricity he needs to run the gadgets here in the mountain. And believe me, this place needs a lot of juice. It basically runs with batteries, but these aren't like the batteries on your flashlight at home. When used in the correct combinations, these batteries pack a big enough wallop to kick this generator into gear. See the monitors on those tubes? Each one has a specific battery requirement, so that when magnified together, the batteries are equal to the value on the monitor. The trick is to pick the right combination of two batteries. When you get all the batteries in place, the generator will produce electricity. You have to think fast, though, and work your way through both rings to get the generator going, because those batteries will run out of juice if you make them pull all the weight for too long. Okay, now you do it. Put the correct batteries in place. One ring down, one more to go. Fantastic! You finished the second ring. Now hold on tight, because we're about to get a mega power surge. Wasn't that cool? That was some jolt. We've got 100% energy now, so let's go save the world. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the painting gallery. I remember the good old days with the professor and all his artist friends. Now just us and Polly.
Okay, Clotley. If you want the mission clue I hid here, either you or your friend better paint me a picture. Okay, Picasso, paint this. The horrifying bat. I've been to a haunted house before. The really creepy thing was that I couldn't get out because there were bats hanging in all the doorways.
Click on an empty frame to start something. wonderful job. Just pick up the clue and add it to the inventory. Okay, there aren't any mission clues on. Great. I've got a strong reading in the professor's biosphere. My sensors tell me that Polly's hidden one of the mission... Okay, now we can navigate the Explorer around the biosphere by watching it on this monitor. Click on the monitor. We're under...
I love this prickly question, but that's because I already know the answer. Which plant has sharp needles to keep animals from eating it? A daisy, a mango tree, a saguaro cactus? Wait till next time. Hey, Botley, are you sweating yet? Watch out, you don't want to get rusty. Which plant is named after its ability to store water? The eucalyptus tree, the barrel cactus, the giant sequoia? That was way too easy. You'll need a nap to get this question right. Which animal sleeps for a long time during the summer to avoid the heat? A ground squirrel, a mosquito, a brown bear? Big deal, you got one right. Nice navigating, but this question's sure to drive you out of your mind. Which tree can only be found in the southwest part of the United States? An apple tree, a palm tree, or a Joshua tree? That was way too easy. Try this one, Rockley. What do you call a copy of a living plant or animal preserved in rock? Coal, a fossil, or a sculpture? Yeah, so you got it right.
Sipalizer readout. This animal lives on the nectar produced by flowers. This is a bee. Insectometer. This is an insect that performs a dance to let the other insects know where the best nectar can... Agri-sensor functioning properly. Field of wheat, corn, peanuts, and other crops. Some animals seen grazing in the grasslands. This is a farm. Spotted. Evergreen tree that can grow at high altitudes. This is a Douglas fir. Micro spotter sees. the smallest kind of antelope on the savannah. No bigger than a dog. This is a pygmy antelope. Barometer on. Animal eats only other animals, no plants. This is a carnivore. Water source located. A desert plant able to... Detected. Empty eggshells being removed from a nest by a new parent. The white egg would be conspicuous to enemies. This is...
Touchdown! That was nice work. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the shrinking machine. Look, we're at the Shrink-O-Matic again.
So, do you want to know about something?
Yeah. So I hit a mission clue in one of the specimens. Still, you'll never find it unless you can figure out this hint. Egbert plays ping pong with the eggs laid by this specimen.
What? Harm my baby's babies? Perish the thought. Sea turtle. Sea turtles live in warm ocean water. Since they don't have teeth, they swallow food whole. Sea turtle eggs look exactly like ping pong balls.
You think that's the right specimen? If so,
Happy trails.
later! Not that I'll definitely need an overhaul after this. Way to go! You freed the clue that Polly hid. Now put it into your inventory so we can get back to saving life as we know it. We should go to the time machine to complete this mission. We made it. We got all... I hope you're ready for more adventure. Moving right along. Let's get over to the Wheel of Invention to... Time to finish up another mission. Click the on button to start the wheel.
Hey, kids, do you know what time it is? It's time once again for Hollywood Squares. We're in this round, and we'll send you on an all-expense-paid round-trip holiday to rescue Danny Defrost-Bot from history. Your first clue is a handkerchief. The handkerchief will lead you to the subject of your first mission. In ancient Rome, a losing gladiator could ask the spectators to spare his life. If the spectators waved their handkerchiefs, his life was spared. Where in ancient Rome did the gladiators fight? The arenas in Roman amphitheaters were the place where gladiators risked their lives for the sweet smell of victory. In an arena, spectators sit in a circle or oval all the way around the playing area. Which sport could you watch in an arena today? Right! Perfectamundo! Tennis started in ancient France as handball. Tennis is played on a rectangular court. What other sport is played on a court? Slam dunk time out! You found what this mission is all about. Basketball!
So, Polly sent Danny Defrost-Bot to foul up the invention of basketball. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue is a blue ox. The blue ox will show you where your mission will take you. In a famous tall tale, a blue ox named Babe is the companion of a lumberjack named Paul Bunyan. What was the most distinguishing feature of Paul Bunyan and his blue ox, Babe? Exactly! Ha ha! Legend has it that Paul Bunyan and Babe were so big they dug the Grand Canyon. Giants are things that are bigger than normal. Which giant tree is the largest living thing on Earth? Great going! There's a good reason why the giant sequoia is giant. Some of them have been growing for 4,000 years. The giant sequoia grows in only one country on Earth. Which country is that? Fabulous! The United States is the home of the giant sequoia and also the birthplace of basketball. Basketball's the only major sport that was invented in America.
I didn't know that. Let's keep going and find Danny Defrost-Bot. The invention of basketball, of all things, is in jeopardy.
Your third clue is a fish. The fish will show you when in history you need to go. Unlike animals on land, fish never stop growing. The older they get, the bigger they get. What do you call a collection of fish that live together? A whale of an answer. Fish form schools because it's safer to hang out in groups than to live alone. How do you catch a school of fish? Talk about school spirit, but it's far easier to catch a school of fish in nets than to hook them with fishing rods one by one. But nets are not only used for fishing, you know. Nets open at the bottom were first used by basketball players in 1912. That was 21 years after basketball was invented. When was basketball invented? Swish! Basketball was invented in 1891. It took over 2 decades for today's basketball nets to be invented. The very first game was played with peach baskets instead of nets.
Swish, you did it again. All we need is the name of the American who invented basketball in 1891.
Your fourth clue is a whistle. It will lead you to who you need to find on your mission. When you blow into a whistle, the air inside vibrates. That's what makes the sound. Ancient whistles were made from bird bones. The ancient whistle was an early version of which musical instrument? Fantastic! Flutes make beautiful, sweet sounds when you blow into them. Flutes weren't always used for playing music, though. The ancient Greeks used flutes during sporting events, just like referees use whistles today. Where could you hear a flute in ancient Greece? No, try again. Score! In a Greek gymnasium, the person in charge of coaching the athletes used a flute to mark the beginning and end of sports matches. In gymnasiums today, gym teachers use whistles instead of flutes. Who was a famous gym teacher? No, Martina Navratilova is a Good! James Naismith was a gym teacher who became famous for inventing a sport that could be played indoors during winter. That sport was basketball.
All right. In 1891, James Naismith invented basketball in the... Well, this is it. The journey into time. Click on me to start the trip. Ready for a little one-on-one? A gym teacher in America is about to invent basketball. Let's go. It's James Naismith hanging the world's first basketball net, a peach basket. But what has Polly put Danny Defrost-Bot up to? Snowmen can't play indoor sports. You better hit that recall button before basketball becomes a complete washout. That's better. Basketball was invented as an indoor sport during winter. Make sure your seat backs are in their upright locked positions while I take us home. There's no place like home. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put back at the robot roost, and we've added another robot to the collection.
Well, good for you, Snotley. You rescued another one of your little friends. How sweet. But there are more where that one came from. I just hope you can rescue them in time.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. We've already completed... Magicians used to be in charge of curing the sick. If you were sick, you had magic performed on you to make you healthy again. Today, if you get sick, you go to the doctor, not to the magician. Thank goodness times have changed. When you get sick, the role of a doctor is to figure out what's wrong with you and then prescribe the treatment necessary to get you better. What's the role of a nurse?
Since the thing that never fails to make me feel better is cake and ice cream, I guess that's what nurses give their patients. Ice cream and cake. Medicine like that makes you feel better instantly.
That's exactly right, Polly. There's nothing better when you're very sick than chocolate cake a la mode. Polly thinks you help sick people by giving them dessert. What a disaster. People will be trying to get sick just so they could go to the hospital and get ice cream and cake. What about people who really are sick? We gotta stop her. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
pits, Hotley. Here's the situation. I've sent the robot doctor, Dr. Bugbot, back in time. If you want to find the good doctor, you'd better locate these 4 clues. A baby bottle, a lamp, a tablespoon, and a bar of soap.
Not Dr. Bugbot. If I get a computer virus, he's the only one who can get the bugs out of my program. Oh, we better get a move on, quick. Stand back now. Sensors on. Shh. I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the kitchen. There's another mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. Well, the door's locked again. Time to figure out the combinations to those locks.
I'm so glad you're here. My blood sugar's dropping.
It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock. That's no problem.
Add numbers in a column. You have to add the number.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock.
Add numbers in a column.
All right, you got 2 locks. Just 1 more. It looks like you have to solve...
Add numbers in a column.
You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. We're in the kitchen again, and you know what that means. Robot buffet. It looks like Mort is mighty hungry.
You know the deal here, Snortley. You feed poor Mort, and he tips you with a mission clue. Considering what a lousy cook you are, I'd say that's more than generous.
Okay, if we can just feed Mort and keep him happy, we'll be 1 step closer to saving the world. Click on the feeding machine to begin. Chow time! And Mort's ready to munch.
All ready.
So, Mort, what do you think will satisfy you tonight?
Oh, I know. May I please have some egg foo young? And that goes great with some good soap, nice metal gears, super concentrated lemon juice, and some calcium.
Yum! That sounds delicious. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Dig in.
just the right combination of delicate flavors.
You did it! Man, Mort is one robust robot.
For providing such a fine feast, here's a little tip.
Great! Take the bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. You must like art. Remember, click on the machine to look through the virtual collection, or click on the painting gallery to create your own masterpiece.
Just make sure you leave everything the way you find it, not like Polly, always creating a mess.
Okay, Botley and Company. There is a clue in the virtual collection. You just have to figure out where.
Would it be too much to ask you for a little hint, Polly?
Instead of telling you a hint, would you mind if I sent you smoke signals?
Forget the smoke signals. I know what Polly means. Go find a piece of symbolic sculpture carved by Native Americans.
Okay, Polly hit a mission clue in here. We just need to find it.
This vase from ancient Greece. This is one of the early... This Native American totem poles are symbolic artworks carved by Native Americans. The real and mythological animals symbolize supernatural beings who guard over the family. Totem poles are used for many reasons, such as marking territory or telling the history of a family. To read a totem pole, you have to know the history and legends of the tribe or family that made it.
Okay, since you're so smart, let's see you solve this. You didn't think I was going to let you off that easily, did you?
There she goes again. You've played this puzzle before, so you should have no trouble this time around.
Polly put some of her father's best pieces from ancient Greece into this puzzle. When you put it together, you'll see works of art thousands of years old.
I bet Polly's got steam coming out her ears. She can't stop you. Let's get the mission. Fantastic! This floor's empty. Great. I've got a strong reading in the professor's biosphere. Ah, and there's another clue in the shrinking machine. Oh, yes. Ooh.
Botley, I'm so bored of you I could croak. Which animal is brightly colored to warn predators not to eat it? A tortoise, a cheetah, or a poison arrow frog? Everyone knows that. If you can't answer this, then a pox on you. Which animal is also known as a locust? A butterfly, a moth, a grasshopper? That was way too easy. Let me turn up the heat in here and start asking really tough questions. Which of the following affects the temperature on the ground? Tall trees blocking the sun, mushrooms giving off heat, body heat from grasshoppers. I knew you'd get that one. Hey, Botley, I bet you wish brains grew on trees. You sure could use them. Which of the following grows on trees? Coral, plankton, or moss? Everyone knows that. Don't let this one eat away at you. Which insect is considered to be the greatest builder? A bumblebee, a caddisfly, or a termite? You're out of there. Try this one, blockhead. What do you call a rock copy of a prehistoric insect? A fossil, flint, or amber? You're out of there. This one is kind of slippery. Which of the following is not a reptile? A snake, an eel, or an iguana? Everyone knows that.
Plant analyzer reads, the pointy end of a leaf found. Short plant that loves moist air. Sifted, a copy in rock of a prehistoric. Invertebrator on. This animal is an arachnid. Swarm indicator on. A large tropical grasshopper forms large swarms that devour every green leaf for...
Hey, nice landing. Click on a key on the console to open the box. All right, you snagged that clue. Okay, all sensors indicate... Look, we're at the Shrinkomatic again.
Just let me know if you need any information about my darling specimens.
There is a mission clue hidden inside one of the specimens, Botley, and it's your mission to figure out which one. So, here's your hint. Which specimen has no ears and plays with a rattle?
When this specimen uses its rattle, I'm afraid it's not playing. Boa constrictor. The boa constrictor is a rattlesnake.
You should use Egbert's analyzer to find out about the specimens in the specimen case. When you think you know which specimen Polly hid the object in, hand the analyzer back to Egbert. You can then move... Here's Polly's hint. Which specimen has no ears and makes a rattle noise? You think that's the right...
Rattlesnake.
I guess it's...
Happy trails.
Later! Back here. Here it comes! Well, here it comes! Way to go! You freed the clue that Polly hid. Now put it into your inventory so we can get back to saving life as we know it. We've collected all the mission clues, but we're a little short in the invention point department. All right, we got all the Hey, we're back at the maze. And look, there's another box down there. Should we investigate and see if Polly has left a mission clue here? All right, we got all the mission clues. Now all we need is enough invention points. Hey, we're back at the maze. And look, there's another box down there. Should we investigate and see if Polly has left a mission clue here?
Sorry, Botley. That box doesn't have one of your precious mission clues. Just a few invention points I had lying around my room. I've got loads of invention points because I'm so smart. But maybe you and your friend should just leave while the leaving's good.
Terrific! Polly has nothing over you. All right, take the invention points and put them in your inventory. Then on. All right, we got all the mission clues. Now all we need is enough invention points. We need 1,000. Hey, we're back at the maze. And look, there's another box down there. Should we investigate and see if Polly has left a mission clue here?
Sorry, Botley. That box doesn't have one of your precious mission clues. Just a few invention points I had lying around my room. I've got loads.
going. You had him in the palm of your hand the whole time. All right. Take the invention. We made it. We got all the clues. We've... Ready for another spin of the wheel? Just click on the on button.
Time for a fun-filled episode of Pollywood Squares with me, Monty Monitor. Answer all the questions correctly, and you, yes you, will be whisked to the past to save poor Dr. Bugbot and thwart Polly's plan. Ha ha! Let's begin. Your first clue is a baby bottle, and it will lead you to what this mission is all about. Baby bottles were invented as a convenient way to feed babies nutritious food. Nutritious food increases the baby's chances of living a long life. Today, the average baby can expect to live for how many years? Some people live to be right. The average life expectancy has increased over time, thanks to things like better nutrition and cleaner drinking water. Advances in which field of science have contributed most to people living longer? Correct! Ha ha! Advances in medicine have helped to wipe out many of history's most deadly diseases. But medicine isn't only a science. It's also something you take when you're sick. Who in the hospital makes sure you take the medicine you need to get better? Doctors prescribe medicine and treatment. That's right! Ha ha ha! Nurses make sure patients get the medicine that doctors prescribe. People have always cared for the sick, but nursing wasn't always considered a profession.
Aha! Polly sent Dr. Bugbot back to the time when the profession of nursing was first established. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue is a lamp. It will tell you who in history first established the profession of nursing. Electric lamps like this one made it much easier to work and play at night. When lamps were invented about 100 years ago, everyone wanted one, so electricity soon became common in people's homes. What is it called when lamps and electrical appliances go out all over town? You're right! A blackout occurs when the source that brings electricity to homes stops working. This often happens during a storm when power lines are damaged. What does light often symbolize for people? Right! When darkness becomes light, people usually feel hope. Hope is a good feeling about the future. What famous woman in history was called Lady of the Lamp because she offered hope to people? The Statue of Liberty symbolizes correct! Florence Nightingale was a famous nurse who walked from hospital bed to hospital bed with a lamp. That's why people called her Lady of the Lamp. She also opened the first college for nurses and invented the profession of nursing.
Excellent! Florence Nightingale is the person in history we need to find. Dr. Bugbot, we're almost on our way.
The third clue is a tablespoon. It will lead you to the time in history when the profession of nursing was established. People have been using spoons for thousands of years. The first spoons were made out of clay, wood, and sometimes even bones. But modern tablespoons were invented only 240 years ago, and today they're often used to measure exact amounts of medicine. If the doctor tells you to take 1 tablespoon of medicine every day, 1 tablespoon is the exact amount you should take. What's the general name for an exact amount of medicine? Right! A prescribed amount of a drug is called a dose. Medicines are drugs that help us get better when we're ill. But not all drugs are used for curing the sick. A dose of what drug helps put patients to sleep before surgery? Yes, before anesthetics were invented, operations were incredibly painful. People had to get their teeth pulled while they were wide awake. They felt everything. Oh, my! The first operation using an anesthetic was performed in 1842. On which date were you most likely to get an anesthetic before an operation? You got it! By 1860, anesthetics became widely available. 1860 also marks the year when Florence Nightingale started the world's first college of nursing.
Excellent! 1860, here we come.
Your last clue is a bar of soap. The bar of soap will lead you to where in the world professional nursing was invented. Bars of soap used to be so expensive, almost nobody could afford to wash their hands with soap. Too bad, because washing your hands with soap is one of the best ways to help avoid getting sick. Why is it so important to wash your hands with soap? Good. Germs are invisible to the naked eye, so doctors didn't even know they existed until 150 years ago. But soon after germs were discovered, doctors realized that they could cause illness. Today, doctors give us shots to make us immune to some of the diseases caused by germs. What are these shots called? Excellent! The first vaccine was invented over 100 years ago in a country that had the largest empire the world has ever known. The people of this world empire were exposed to a world of germs, and that made vaccines especially necessary. The country where the first vaccine was invented also controlled the largest empire in history. Which country was that? Jolly good! During the 1800s, England was so rich and powerful it could afford to improve medicine and public health. It was also in England where the profession of nursing was established by Florence Nightingale.
Hip, hip, cheerio! We've done it! Well, this is it. The journey into time. Click on me to start the trip. Hey, it's visiting hours in England. Let's go watch Florence Nightingale as she makes her rounds. The Lady of the Lamp is inventing the profession of nursing. Better watch out, Florence Nightingale. Dr. Bugbot's got a prescription for disaster. He wants to feed your patients ice cream and cake. Oh no, the Lady of the Lamp didn't hear us. Hit the recall button. All right, saving the world sure makes a robot hungry. Too bad the doctor didn't bring the ice cream back with him. Make sure your seat backs are in their upright locked positions while I take us home. Ah, there's no place like home. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. Hey, things are looking up here. We've added another robot to the roost. Can you say sweet dreams?
Oh, Botley, you're such a party pooper. Well, just because you got lucky that time doesn't mean that I have to start worrying. There is still more to come.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. Two-thirds of the surface of the Earth we never see. It's covered by water. Drain the oceans and you'd see mountain ranges, canyons, plains, even volcanoes. You can't drain the oceans, but you can become a scuba diver and find out what you're missing. Why was scuba diving invented?
Well, Miss Winkle, everybody knows that high diving boards can be really, really high. At such high altitudes, there's not even enough oxygen for breathing. Scuba gear was invented so that people can breathe while swan diving off high diving boards.
That's exactly right, Polly. And with all that heavy scuba gear on, high divers make quite a splash when they hit the water. That Polly, oh, if she gets her way, people will be diving off high diving boards wearing flippers, goggles, and air tanks. We can't let that happen. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Oh, Dropley, you're such a drip. You won't spoil my fun. I got Flip, the high diving robot, doing my bidding. If you ever want to see Flip again, you'll have to find these 4 clues first: water skis, a drinking straw, a camera, and an octopus.
Oh, no. Polly's programmed Flip to do backflips for her. We have to find those 4 clues before Flip belly flops. We must succeed or history will do a cosmic somersault. Stand back now. Stand back now. Keep still while I sense around for clues. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the kitchen. Voila! Another mission clue is hidden in the music hall. Of course, the door's still locked, but you'll have no trouble getting the combination.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! I'm growing weak with hunger.
It looks like you have to solve an addition problem to open this lock. That's no problem for you.
To add numbers in a column, you have to add the numbers for each place value.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. It looks like you have to solve an addition.
To add numbers in a column, you have to add the...
All right, you got 2 locks. Just 1 more. It looks like you have to solve...
To add numbers in a column, you have to add the numbers for each place value. Begin...
You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. We're in the kitchen again. And chow time. And Mort's ready to munch.
All ready.
So, Mort, what do you think will satisfy you tonight?
You know what sounds good? Polly's fine squash soup. And could you please add plain old cream, delicious green slime, extra strength prune juice, and super concentrated lemon juice.
Yum! That sounds delicious. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Enjoy!
Sweet nectar.
Way to go! Man, that Mort can put it away.
Another fine meal, and another tip well deserved. Yes, I only wish it could be more.
Okay, stash that clue in your inventory and let's finish this mission. Hey, we're in luck. I'm sensing a mission clue in the music hall. Well, the door's locked again, and there's a new password. I hate to bother him, but... Hey, Beethoven!
Please, I'm trying to finish the symphony, but I'll be here if you need help. Desert,
Terrific!
land,
Great!
water,
Great job!
ocean.
You figured out all...
You are correct. The password is world.
The door's open, and the crowd goes wild! There's nothing we can do without more power. Time to take a trip to the generator. There's nothing we can do without more power. Uh-oh, we've run out of energy. We can't do any... Time to power up. Pick the right batteries and plug them in. Terrific! Now on to ring number 2. Fantastic! You finished the second ring. Now hold on tight, because we're about to get a mega power surge. Wasn't that cool? That was some jolt. We've got 100% energy now, so let's go save the world. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue. Well, the door's locked again, and there's a new password. I hate to bother him, but... Hey, Beethoven!
No need to shout, Botley. I'm here and ready to help if you need it. Time.
Man, you're...
Penny.
You've got a real talent for this.
It seems you've created some... Nickel.
You've got a real talent.
Dollar.
Now that you've figured out all the...
Yes, the password is money.
The door's open, and the crowd goes wild. Polly-o, 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 Polly-o. We're ready.
You cannot stop me. Play this song, Botley. I want to hear it like it was meant to be heard.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
The music is all mixed up.
You did it!
This song is a round called Row, Row, Row Your Boat. When people sing rounds, each voice follows the other, round and around and around.
Music to my ears. Store the mission clue in your inventory, then we can continue our mission. Okay, there aren't any mission clues on. I'm picking up a clue reading in the shrinking machine room. Here we are, back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
Just let me know if you need any information about my darling specimens.
There is a mission clue hidden inside one of the specimens, Botley, and it's your mission to figure out which one. So, here's your hint. Egbert once put this specimen on a liquid diet.
I had no choice. This specimen is incapable of chewing.
Choose carefully.
Starfish. The starfish crawl. Tarantula. Tarantulas are huge and hairy.
You think that's the right specimen?
Bon voyage, Botley. That's French, you know.
Oh my! We found it! Just pick up the clue and add it to the inventory. Let's move on. There's no mission clue. Huh. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the robot maze. We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again. Terrific! Polly has nothing over you. Great! Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Then, on to complete this mission. We've got everything we need. Take a deep breath and click on the time machine. Now that we're back at Mission Control, we need to use the Wheel of Invention to get started on the next clue. Ready for another spin of the wheel? Just click on the On button.
Welcome to a special edition of Hollywood Squares. What's so special about it? Well, in addition to sending you back in time to rescue Flip, the high-diving robot, we're also giving away a new car! Just kidding. Your first clue is a pair of water skis. The skis will help explain what your mission is all about. Water skiing was invented by an avid skier who hated to give it up in summer, just because the snow had melted. What kind of boat pulls a person wearing water skis? Correctamundo! Motorboats have the power to pull water skiers across the surface of the water. Most motorboats run on gasoline. What kind of boats travel on nuclear power? You bet! Nuclear subs are so powerful they can travel all around the world without surfacing. Submarines are sometimes used for undersea exploration. What else is used for deep sea exploration? Scuba Duba! You are correct. Scuba stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. It's the subject of your mission.
Cool. We get to travel back to the invention of scuba gear. Better pack a bathing suit.
Your second clue is a camera. In a flash, it will show you who invented scuba gear. Getting your picture taken by the first cameras was a slow process. You had to sit motionless for up to 10 minutes with your head in a clamp so your picture wouldn't blur. Cameras work by allowing light to strike the film. Which part of the camera opens to let the light in? No, the lens. Smile! You got that right. When you take a picture, the shutter opens to let in the light. Which part of your body is most like a camera shutter? Aye, aye, matey. Like a camera shutter, your eyelids open when you want to see something and close when you don't. Eyelids also help to protect your eyes. Which explorer wore goggles to protect his eyes? I'm impressed. Jacques Cousteau is an undersea explorer. He needed goggles to protect his eyes from the seawater. Cousteau loved undersea exploration so much, he invented scuba gear to make it easier to do.
Whoa, I hope Jacques Cousteau doesn't flip his lid when he meets up with Polly's robot Flip. But now at least we know who in history we have to find.
Your third clue is an octopus. The octopus will show you when your mission takes place. The blue-ringed octopus puts poison in her own eggs to keep predators from eating them. The blue-ringed octopus is native to Australia. What other animal lives only in Australia? Jump up and shout! That's right! Kangaroos are one of the famous pouched animals that live in Australia. Kangaroos jump because they don't know how to run. Which of the following could help you jump as far as a kangaroo? Fabulous! Trampolines are springboards used for jumping and for doing acrobatics. The trampoline was invented over 5 decades ago. What's the earliest year you could have used a trampoline? No. Could you be any smarter? Good work. In 1946, the trampoline was celebrating its 10th birthday. 1946 was also a good year for underwater divers. That was the year Jacques Cousteau invented the scuba.
All right, we're doing great. All we need now is where scuba was invented. And that's where we'll find Flip.
Your fourth clue is a drinking straw. The drinking straw will show you where scuba gear was invented. If you hold a glass to take a drink, your hand warms it up. The drinking straw lets you drink without picking up the glass. And that keeps your drink nice and cold. A drinking straw is most similar to which of the following? Excellent! You take in liquids through a straw, and you take in air through a snorkel. Snorkels are tubes that you breathe through when you swim on the surface of the water. The first snorkels were hoses that supplied air to German submarines. What were German submarines called? You got that right. The U of U-boats stands for underwater. The Germans used U-boats 50 years ago during World War II. Which country is closest to Germany on the map? Yeah, oui. Germany and France are both countries on the continent of Europe. It was in beautiful France that Jacques Cousteau invented the scuba gear.
Well, that's it. We know that Jacques Cousteau invented scuba in 1946 in France. Put on your flippers. We've got a long...
Hey, I could get used to this. Click on me to get us started. Bon voyage! We're off to France to watch Jacques Cousteau invent scuba gear. Don't forget your suntan lotion. Has Polly gone off the deep end? She's programmed Flip to trick Jacques Cousteau into jumping off a high diving board. Oh my, quel dommage. As if we needed proof that scuba gear isn't tested for 10 meters above sea level. Hit the recall button and let's see if we can reverse the situation. Much better. Au revoir, Jacques. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. Hey, things are looking up here. We've added another robot to the roost. Can you say sweet dreams? Botley. You're turning out to be a formidable opponent. Still, I'm not worried. Here's a whole other set of questions. You may start squirming now.
There's no time to waste. Pick up the quiz disc and put it in the inventory. Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. Come on, we've come this far, but we can't save a robot unless we're on a mission. There's plenty of cool things to do on this floor, but unless we're on a mission, it all seems pretty pointless to me. Click on the inventory to start a mission.